Hello everyone and welcome to Pearls of Fisdom with Nirmal Bang. I'm Avan Dabash. Now the mutual fund industry has seen pretty phenomenal growth. The AUM of the mutual fund industry from 2014 has grown from 9.5 lakh crores to close to 67 lakh crore rupees. There's still a long way to go, but we have seen the total number of accounts as well growing. Let's connect then with Mr. D.P. Singh. He's the Deputy Managing Director as well as Joint CEO at SBI Mutual Fund. Thank you so much for taking time out, Mr. Singh. To begin with, I just want to understand what the outlook is on the mutual fund industry in India, because we are seeing a structural tailwind and you have been an integral part of the mutual fund industry for so very many years. What is your outlook on where we stand right now?
See, I'll call mutual fund industry is the industry which is sunrise within PFSI. This industry has been sunrise industry for the last almost 5 to 6 years in particular, and otherwise the industry has been doing very well for the whole decade. If you look at it post COVID, post demonetization, etc., the industry has really done very well. The growth is in the good double-digit CAGR, and last year also the industry has grown around 40% in the AUM. So this is one industry which is continuously doing very well.
And I would just like to talk about one sector as well. Thematic funds in particular have seen a lot of inflows, even though experts really advise caution here. Why do you think that is?
See, actually, when any economy matures, and then the new themes, new innovations do happen. Earlier, in the early stage, in the last 10 years, when categorization was brought in by the regulator, so there were categories like large cap, mid cap, large and mid cap, small cap. All those funds were there, and more or less everything is diversified within that market cap. So everybody is having a fund which is diversified across sectors. So, but over the period of time now, when our market cap has already crossed 5 trillion mark, and the themes within this market cap, there are sectors and there are themes which are having a very large universe. To put the things in perspective, when SBI Mutual Fund launched the Energy Opportunities Fund, we did some homework, we did some back testing, and we looked at it. There's a huge 70,000 crore, 80,000 crore kind of market cap which is there in this particular sub-theme of various sectors which is available in the market. So we came out with Energy Opportunities Fund, which is again a sunrise kind of subsector in the country. So we could create a good portfolio of 30-40 companies within this theme. Earlier that was not possible because the market size itself was lesser, and the market cap of the sub sectors and themes were very limited. Now that is available with the 5 trillion kind of market cap. So this is possible, and that's why when and then over and above that, even the investors have evolved over the period of time. They are looking for some new things where they can make better returns, and as is known to everybody, the thematic funds are on a little on the higher risk side. But still the universe is available. So that's the reason everybody has come out with the thematic fund, and most of these thematic funds are doing pretty well.
What is it that you're advising right now? Would it be hybrid funds, and how do you believe investors can have a balanced approach when it comes to investing in mutual funds?
See, whatever level any investor is, whether he is starting today or he or she is starting today, whether he or she is an involved investor already and investing for the years and decades, the asset allocation is the key. The biggest point which everyone has to keep in mind is that the asset allocation amongst not only within equities, but other than equities, how much is going to be in fixed income, how much should be in the precious metals like gold and silver. So this is a time when one should look beyond a simple product like a diversified equity fund or a debt fund, which is going to make a difference. That is, I think, the key thing for anybody and everybody, and the capital markets in general and mutual funds in particular. and that's what we are pushing. With the markets being where they are, although markets have already corrected 6-7%, but still the equities are looking costlier. At the same time, you can't wish away that the equities over the period of time will give much better returns on any other assets. So you can't ignore it, and you can't have 100% into it. So at such a time, the balanced advantage funds and the multi-asset allocation funds are the categories where one should really put their money into.
What about your outlook on the markets then? Let's understand from a fundamental perspective, from liquidity flows, how are we positioned at the current juncture?
See, fundamental wise, the Indian economy is doing very well. The next at least 1 or 2 decades belong to India. Indian companies will grow. The kind of the revenues which they are generating is mind-boggling, and it's the best in the globe. So from that point of view, equities are the best bet. But as far as the valuations are concerned, valuations are little stretched. But with the revenues coming at a higher numbers, so the valuations are catching up. So, but value fundamentals and valuations are one part of it. The other factors which work is the liquidity in the market and the economic value of the investors. Today, one thing has happened that most of the savers, most of the people who are having surplus money, they know for sure that they cannot beat inflation only by putting money into the fixed coupon product or bank deposits. So they, in any case, will put money in mutual funds. And when such money comes into the market, now, for example, today we are getting almost $3 billion coming into the into the equity markets only through SIPs. In such a scenario, with the demand supply relationship as it is, the supply is very limited. Forget about 1 or 2 major IPOs which have come recently, but otherwise the supply is not catching up with the demand. So in that such a scenario, that gives a boost to the market movement upwards. So that is another part over and above the fundamentals, the liquidity. And third, we continue to be the fastest growing economy. So the foreign investors will eventually come to India and they will look for good opportunities. So this is the time when, as I said earlier, asset allocation is one. And second, trusting the fund managers, trusting the experts who are working in mutual funds, because they are the people who can really pick up the right kind of stocks for the portfolio, and they can create value over the period of time. And mutual funds are supposed to create alpha over a longer period, and there are enough opportunities still available even at this level where the alpha can be generated over the period of next 3 to 5 years.
Sure. And I'm sure investors are in a celebratory mood as we step into the new Samvat. So what's the advice or what's the mantra for investors and mutual fund investors in particular?
The festive season is always for consumption. And my call to everybody is a percentage of consumption has to go into investments. If you are spending 100,000, at least 30-40,000 should go into investments also. Consumption is very necessary for the growth of economy, and in the festive seasons, we all tend to spend as much as possible because that gives us a lot of pleasure and happiness. But a balanced approach between consumption and investment is very necessary, and within investment, asset allocation is very necessary. So I think this is the time when we need to take a plunge into the investments in general and precious metals, because this is Dhanteras days and Diwali days. I think gold ETFs and silver ETFs are the flavor nowadays, and people can definitely have a direct plunge into this, or they can get it done through the multi-asset allocation funds. So as we are growing, as our economic vision is progressing, I think investment portfolio should also grow the same way.
And it seems that SIPs have seen a global success story just in terms of the numbers, with a strong book size that we've seen growing. Do you think that with the volatility in the markets, this momentum is only going to continue or taper off?
Oh, definitely. Definitely, it will continue because this is the best way of investing, and people are averaging out also. The people who came at the highest level, they are there averaging out, and SAP has become a norm. It is no more a something which need to be pushed. This is being pulled, and with the kind of population we have, with the kind of numbers of say growing balance sheets of individuals also, it's definitely going to continue to be a global success story. And minded, no other country in the globe has been able to replicate this success story at their level. This is as big a success story as we talk about our UPI and Aadhaar. SIP success story is being talked about all across the globe. Earlier, we used to talk only 401k of USA, but today people are talking about more about Indian SIP story rather than 401k.
We've also seen FIIs that have pulled out significantly. Is that a bit of a worry to you? Do you see the FIIs coming back or DIIs supporting the markets in the year ahead?
Yeah, FIIs, see, these are the seasonal things. If we look at the overall numbers, whatever they have withdrawn, this is not even 2 to 3% of the overall FII money which is there in India. And this is something when there are some uncertainties in any other part, the yields on government securities and US going up. When they see that there's some opportunity, tactical opportunity, they do withdraw and put money there. But eventually, as I said earlier, nobody can ignore India because they don't come for 1 year or 2 years; they come for decades. And when the decade story, 1 decade, 2 decade story is there only in India, nowhere else. So I am not at all perturbed about the short-term volatility. Volatility is friend of the market. It has been volatile during the last 1 month, but that's a very healthy sign. Markets need to remain volatile. Otherwise, people will always feel that this is like fixed deposit, and the common man can burn their fingers at a wrong time. But I think this is good that correction has happened. We would have loved to have it 2-3% more, which may happen over the period of time. But yes, this gives a lot of opportunity to fund managers also to rebalance their portfolios. So we are not at all unhappy with whatever is happening.
And more importantly, SBI Mutual Fund is now an 11 lakh crore AUM. What are the factors that have helped achieve this, and where to from here?
So first and foremost is the fund performance as well as the brand SBI. See, there's a lot of trust because it's a business of trust, and the investors trust the brand a lot. But that puts a lot of responsibility on us that we need only to walk the talk which we talk about, but need to keep the trust of those individuals who are putting money, having faith in the brand. So that need to remain intact. And today we are getting money from every nook and corner of the company. Again, this is a financial product. This is not something which is a perishable or consumed thing. So SB resonates the trust, and the individuals who are putting in money, they also look at it one way that there's a door next door which can be knocked if I have a problem, because State Bank of India with 23,000 branches, and we are having a very strong other mutual fund distributors network. We have other banks selling us. I think our distribution network, along with the very good process driven fund performance, is making a difference.
All right, Mr. Singh, I'm not going to let you go that easily. Let's get in a quick rapid fire. Just a one-word answer. Top 3 habits that you think investors should adopt to succeed when it comes to mutual fund investing.
Remain disciplined, don't be fearful, and don't be too greedy.
All right, all very important pointers. What is your advice to first-time investors?
Start investing in a balanced advantage fund.
Right, and what are the classic mistakes you think investors make in the markets?
Putting more money when the markets are going up. It should be other way around.
And in your experience, what are the common misconceptions that people have when it comes to mutual fund investing?
The biggest misconception is lower NAV is better. It's not the case. Higher the NAV of the fund shows the big track record. Don't go by lower NAVs. and don't go by very big returns over the past 1 year or 3 years, because when we put in money by looking at the past returns, we are driving the car looking in the back mirror.
Absolutely. SIP or lump sum?
Both go hand in hand.
The future of the mutual fund industry in one word.
Extremely bright.
Well, that's good to know. Mr. Singh, thank you so very much for joining in and giving us your insights as to what the outlook is for investors, for the mutual fund industry, and how you see SIPs growing and equity mutual funds and investors really benefiting from consistent, disciplined investing via mutual funds. It's good to have you.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be talking.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to never miss an update from Nirmal Bang.